Alright, so we're finally back from ConnectiCon, and it was a really fun adventure. It was a vacation I absolutely needed. It was a time away from everything that I absolutely needed to unclear my head. It was just overall fun, like, so very much. So we went up there Thursday evening, sort of, kind of, like, Thursday afternoon, really. We unpacked our car, made it to the hotel room, and this is the reason why I love Justin so much. What he did was he managed to talk to one of the clerks in the hotel lobby and asked if there was any way we could upgrade one of our rooms or get a better location for our room. And they said no. So we had a group of 7 with us. We had 2 rooms to split between the 7 of us. 3 of us would be in one room, 4 of us would be in another. And Justin, again, this is why I really love him, he talked to the clerk in the lobby and he managed to change one of the rooms and give us the corner room of the hotel so we can see, like, you know, the river out front, the convention center down to the bottom right. Probably gonna put a picture right here kind of showing off what we saw, and it was absolutely amazing, and I'm so glad we got that corner room. Not just because, like, you know, corner is better, but more like, you know, we always try to get a corner room for the convention, specifically because, like, we get the best view, we can see the convention from where we are, check out all the nerds down below, and it's one of the better rooms you could get for the hotel we stayed at, so we're glad we could get a little bit of an upgrade. Not much, but a little bit of a better one. So we unpacked our bags there, then went downstairs to where the convention center was, so we could pick up our badges and do weapons check and stuff like that. And I'm so glad my weapons passed. Like, yeah, my Legacy Blade Blaster. Cannot believe this passed weapons check, but I'm so happy it did. It got a little tiny bit scuffed up because of how I was storing it on my person. If I haven't thrown up a picture already, there's another one of us for Super Luigi Ranger and Red Mario Ranger and Green Luigi. I forgot what we called us. But we're going to officially stick with Mighty Morphin Mario Brothers. I think that's something someone just threw at us at the convention, and it stuck, so that's what we're going to call us. But anyway, so all the toys and weapons we bought for our cosplay, especially this right here for MALEficent. That's me, with my staff, Stephanie. My joke is MALEficent. I killed Goofy. His soul was transferred into the staff accidentally. Who knew that could happen? And my staff was possessed by the soul of Goofy, which then possessed me. So I was talking like this the whole time. And it was just really funny at the time. Didn't get too many pictures taken of that, but meh. But yeah, all of our weapons and stuff passed weapons check, and I was so happy about that, in all honesty. But yeah, still on Thursday, we got our badges, got weapons check. Then we went upstairs, continued unpacking, getting the room situation all situated and whatnot. And I think for the rest of the night, all we really did was kind of regroup. We ate at a restaurant we didn't try last year, and I think it tasted okay. Actually, no, I think it tasted great. I forgot. It was this barbecue place, I believe, that we went to. And it actually, if I remember right, it served bison meat. A little bit weird, not something I'm entirely used to, but at the same time, it wasn't bad. I didn't get the bison. My friends did. They said it tasted just like hamburger meat. I didn't really try it because I actually don't know why I didn't try the bison meat, but from what they've said, it tasted really good. Other than that, we just spent the whole night playing Jackbox on our Nintendo Switch. A little annoyed, I bought 2 more Joy-Cons for the console, and we didn't really use them too much, but hey, it was still fun. Then it rolls on to that Friday, and that's when we first started dressing up as, like, Disney supervillain cosplays on, like, summer vacation. I was MALEficent, Tiff was female Hades, Justin was Hook, and our friend Sarah was Ursula, while Edson was Scar. The only issue we had was we didn't get everyone together for, like, a group shot or anything like that, and not a lot of people took pictures of us, but we had a lot of fun. And that's what I love about cosplay the most. Like, you can come up with just about anything, and as long as you're having fun, it's not even a waste of, like, time, materials, or whatever. However however you've made the costume. And that's just the overall point, is just do what you want and have fun. kind of like with YouTube, really. Let's see, I think partway through Friday, it was a long, fun weekend, so I'm trying to remember, like, everything that happened. Friday, I do remember after that, we switched out, and me and Justin went back as Red and Green Luigi and Mario Rangers. And we got our pictures taken a few times there. I think we mostly just kind of wandered around. And I believe that is when I got pictures with some of the Rangers, which you'll see right here from Friday. We got pictures with Austin St. John. Then we got a picture with Walter Jones, both the Red Ranger and Black Ranger, respectively, for the both names. And then we got a picture with David Fielding, aka Zordon himself. Even got his autograph, which actually I don't have with me at the moment. I think it might be stored somewhere for safekeeping. But yeah, they're all nice and friendly and very warming, especially Walter. Zach, from the Black Ranger from Power Rangers. He was so awesome to talk to. He was so energetic. He was so happy to see, our full cosplay and everything as the Mighty Morphin Mario Brothers. In fact, here's a picture from his Instagram that broke, I believe, 2K likes by the time we got home. And I thought that was just so amazing. Just the fact that an original Ranger liked our silly, goofy idea is it's just amazing to me. We did have a few other guests that were there, such as Ruben Langdon, Daniel Southworth, Johnny Young Bosch, and I forgot the other guy, but the guy who did the voice for V from Devil May Cry 5. Pretty much the entire main guy cast was there, and I was so happy about that. But I didn't really see them. Now, don't get me wrong, I love Devil May Cry. I especially love DMC 5. You guys watched me play it live, so you know how much fun I had with that. But I also didn't really grow up on Devil May Cry. I first got into it when I was 17, 16, somewhere around there. So the franchise is still kind of sort of fresh to me, a little bit. The only one I really would have liked to get a picture autograph from is Daniel Southworth, who played, I forgot his full name, but Eric, the Quantum Ranger from Time Force, and Ruben Langdon, who did the stunt work for Power Rangers in suit. And just as well, I believe he played one of the Metal Heroes, specifically the Japanese version of our Big Bad Beetleborgs, though I cannot confirm for sure. I thought I remember reading it on IMDb, but I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, Ruben Langdon does the voice for Dante, Daniel Southworth does the voice for Virgil, and Johnny Young Bosch as well. I met him at ConnectiCon, I forgot what year, I think it was 2016. He wasn't bad. I gotta admit, he was a little bit off-putting to me. He was, talkative and excited that we gave him the MMPR movie DVD box, and he was happy to sign it. But I didn't feel the energy was there with him that time. This time, however, the energy seemed to be there, but I was kind of gun-shy about seeing him again, considering I spent so much money to see him the first time to get a lackluster experience, so I didn't really want to go through the same thing again. But anyway, aside from that, my passion for meeting him wasn't entirely there for Devil May Cry. So I was hoping to see them at a panel later and just kind of get that experience. Otherwise, I would have seen them. But also, Karen Ashley was supposed to be at ConnectiCon all weekend. But according to Austin St. John, he said that their flights were delayed. Hers was even canceled because of a huge storm that came by. So the Rangers that were there showed up really early in the morning and were just exhausted. Whereas Karen Ashley wouldn't arrive until that following Saturday morning. So we didn't get to see her that Friday. But aside from that, all we did was kind of walk around, show off our cosplay. We got a few pictures taken, which I'm still kind of waiting on. We wandered through the dealer's room, checked out some of the arcade games, checked out some panels. I don't recall too many of them from Friday. I think we might have only seen one, but I don't remember what it was. I don't think it was anything too important if we even did see any panels, but it was mostly just wandering around, trying to meet up with some friends, some familiar faces, and just get pictures taken from everybody. Then Saturday rolls around, and we kind of did the same thing where we cosplayed as the Disney villains starting off in the morning. And this is where my complaint for ConnectiCon does come in, where they have this app you can download to your phone, and you can check out what panels are at what time. However, I found out I actually missed a Power Rangers panel that Friday because it wasn't on the app. And I talked to Walter, or Zach the Black Ranger, after I got his picture with him. He said they had a panel that Friday, another one Saturday, and maybe sorta kinda another one Sunday, but nobody was sure. But none of the panels were on the app that we were told to download, and that kind of irritated me because I would have loved to be there. In fact, the only panel I did go to was of me in the MALEficent cosplay, which was kind of not necessarily a letdown because I did love the cosplay, but had I known that panel was going to be there, I just kind of found out at the last minute. I would have cosplayed as a Red Mario Ranger and just kind of sort of stood up from the crowd to see if they recognized me. But sadly, that didn't happen. I still had fun, but at the same time, like, that's my major complaint with ConnectiCon. They're always trying to push this app for the schedule, and they don't admit that it doesn't work half the time, or it doesn't work as intended. And I missed a couple panels I really would have loved to attend, had I known that panel was going to be there at the convention, or that was scheduled for the convention. The app just did not tell me anything. So after that, we regrouped and went back to our hotel room to kind of switch out cosplays, going back to the Mighty Morphin Mario Brothers. We went over to hit lunch, and you can actually see a few pictures here from that lunch. It's a picture that I wanted to recreate from last year where I just tried to eat or drink something through the helmet and just kind of be a bit of a goofball. That's when we decided to head over to the autograph section. Karen Ashley was finally there, and we got a few pictures of her right here. And honestly, I love the second one just because this was all done by her. Like, it was her suggestion. She had the photographer go down to the ground as low as he could, aim the camera up, and just take a picture of us at that angle. And it was so cool because it looks like we're about to drop a fresh album or something. That was all, like, you know, her creative ideas and stuff, and it was awesome. And even on her Instagram, we're at over 1K likes, which, again, that might not be much to anyone, or that might not mean anything to anyone. But just the fact people like us enough for the cosplay is something amazing to me, and I'm glad people actually like it. I believe we played a few more games. We did kind of shop around the dealer's room a little bit, but we didn't really see anything that stood out to us. That's the other complaint I kind of had about ConnectiCon. It was genuinely fun, and I'm 100% glad we went this year, but it almost felt hollower. There are some spaces where it looked like there were supposed to be booths set up for certain vendors or whatever, but for some strange reason, no one showed up for them. There were no vendors in places where there should have been, and it didn't feel like the room was filled up like it usually was, and it was kind of concerning. In fact, thinking about it now, it didn't feel like the energy for the whole convention was really there like it used to be. There was no hype coming from anybody, no major excitement like previous years. It just felt a bit hollower when I think about it. Again, it's still fun, but it felt so weird that whatever we felt last year wasn't here this year. And my personal opinion is that ConnectiCon would usually get guests like Jim Cummings, which he was here again this year. We would also get John St. John, who did Duke Nukem for the video games and stuff. We would get Team 4-Star, Nostalgia Critic, and a few other regular guests like that to kind of keep the hype going. And some of those guests would even do, like, free autographs in one of the hallways. And that was something amazing that ConnectiCon did that the guests would agree to do themselves just because it was fun. But ConnectiCon didn't do that this year. There weren't any guests doing anything for free. There were no guests in the hallway. There was no Team 4-Star. There was no Nostalgia Critic or, other guests that people would freak over about. It just felt so weird. I'm of the opinion ConnectiCon is trying so hard to be like its big brother conventions, like Anime Boston, Rhode Island Comic Con, or Anime Expo, or, other conventions like that. But it doesn't have the funds or, any of that important stuff to really be bigger than what it is. And in the process of trying so hard to be bigger, it starts lacking in certain other areas where it could improve very easily, but it just doesn't do it. But anyway, another important thing that happened Saturday was, you might recognize these guys. If you don't, That's Pete and Pete from Nickelodeon's Pete and Pete, Danny Tamborelli and Mike Morona. But yeah, you might recognize Danny Tamborelli as the voice of Michael's son from GTA 5. He was there with Michael Morona as pretty much Pete and Pete from Nickelodeon, like I said. But it was funny with them because we didn't really know why they were there at ConnectiCon. Not to say that they're not welcome there or that we didn't want them there. They were absolutely fantastic. We were, me, Tiff, Justin, we were all so happy they were there, especially for their panel, Drunk History. They were so hilarious. It was just fantastic all around. But we weren't entirely sure, like, of all the guests ConnectiCon could have invited, we weren't sure at first why these two were invited. Especially when we could have had the likes of Will Friedle or, John St. John or Team 4-Star returning for our ConnectiCon. So it seemed a little bit weird at first, but we were still really glad they showed up. Unfortunately, there was a bit of a loss. I, at some point, lost my regular Nintendo DS. Not my 3DS or anything like that. But this was a DS where I was doing, like, my own Pokemon White 2 Nuzlocke. And I got not too far. Like, I made it to the second city. But I had a really good team going on it. But the most important thing about it is the DS had an R4 plugged into it. And it kind of sucks that I lost not only the DS, because I have a spare somewhere, but also the R4. I didn't know I lost it until that Sunday night when we were just packing everything up. I was going to play my DS, but when I checked my backpack, it wasn't there. So I believe I lost it in that panel. I'm a little bit heartbroken about it, but not entirely so. I ordered another R4 that I can plug into my 3DS, and hopefully it'll do the same kind of job. If it does, that's great. If not, I can always splurge a little bit of money to buy another DS. It's going to take some time. I know it's just a DS, like an inanimate object that has no feelings whatsoever. But I always try to respect the things that I have, the stuff that I own and stuff. So I kind of feel bad that I lost it. I can always get a replacement, but, that feels bro. Oh yeah, and I also ran into a few other people, such as a friend of mine named Julie, who, if you look at the Karen Ashley picture again, she was the Pink Ranger with us from the 2017 movie. She was fantastic. I hadn't seen her... The first time I met her was last year at ConnectiCon, and I hadn't seen her again until this year, and I need to talk to her a lot more. I also didn't get any other pictures with this other special person, but I ran into my friend Hannah, who has her own cosplay page on Facebook, and the link will be in the description down below. And I'm really glad to meet her. Like, I ran into her last year for the superhero Power Rangers / Tokusatsu photo shoot that we did. But I only talked to her very briefly after I nearly knocked over her drink. Yeah. But I made up for it again this year by trying to meet up with her. She was excited to see me. I was excited to see her. It took us a little bit, but we met up, we talked a little bit, we're just happy to see each other again. I'm really hoping to run into her again next year. If there is going to be a next year for us at ConnectiCon, I'm not sure yet. But it was just awesome to see her. Again, her cosplay page is in a link right down below. And if there's anything else I want to include about her, I'll make sure to link it down below as well in the description. So yeah, Saturday was really fun. Aside from the panels that we did attend, we mostly just kind of wandered around, checked out the shops one last time, see if there's anything there, played a couple more games. Then we made it back to the hotel room. We also ate at a couple of new restaurants, as well as our usual restaurant, the City Steamworks in Hartford, I think it's called. I have to double check that name. But we were kind of disappointed about that one. Long story short, the waitress was rude, our food was late, and when we asked to split the bill between a group of 10 of us, she told us it was too late at that point. We really should have told her beforehand. And when she came back with the bill, she told us gratuity was not included in the bill, which was about $200. And somehow, even though we all chipped in the proper amount for our respective meals, we were still short by, like, some odd amount of money, which seemed really weird to us. Suffice to say, we're not going back there again, I don't think. Kind of going back to Friday, or was it Thursday? Yeah, I think it was Thursday. We also saw Spider-Man Far From Home, and I love that movie! Granted, it happened the way I thought it was going to, but at the same time, like, you know, it subverted my expectations just a bit in certain areas, and the ending was definitely worth staying for. It put a smile on my face, so I'm definitely happy we saw it. It was a fantastic movie for the summer. So now we're rolling into Sunday morning, and I believe I jumped immediately into my Super Mario cosplay for a good portion of the day. And this is kind of where the post-con depression starts to sink in. The entire convention center was still fairly full for what it was. But it was just kind of weird to know, like, okay, we can go to just a couple more panels. I can show off my cosplay a little bit more. Thanks to an Instagram user by the name of ETB785. He was Moon Knight or Night Moon. I think it was Moon Knight. And he took a picture alongside Justin, as you can see here, while he was drunk Thor from Endgame. And then here's another one here of him falling over almost immediately. But it was just really funny because, like, we kind of threw off the idea of him being drunk Thor from the start. He said he had, like, you know, the comfortable pajamas, he had the wig, he had the beard, he had the glasses, and it was either people would consider him as the dude from The Big Lebowski, or they would think of him as Thor from Endgame. Both of them work pretty well. Yeah, I was the Red Mario Ranger for the whole weekend. We got a few more pictures taken. Or not the whole weekend, I mean for Sunday. We got a few more pictures taken. And we attended a few more panels. Oh, including Vega! That's right, Linkara's wife was at ConnectiCon. I didn't even know that at the time. She did a few panels. We only attended one of them, and that was basically weird Japanese commercials. But we had a lot of fun with that. I believe that was Saturday night. Going back to Sunday, though, it was I don't remember if we ate anywhere else, but it was rolling around 2 o'clock, and that's when the convention was finally, like, closing down. So we went back to our hotel rooms, we got into regular, normal clothing. We ate at this barbecue place, which was kind of good, kind of bad. I had mac and cheese topped with some kind of sausage. It wasn't bad, but I didn't know it was going to be that spicy. But we went back to the hotel room, kind of tried to let the excitement of the convention die down with us, and just kind of stayed in the hotel room, relaxed, ate some snacks, drank plenty of water. And you can see a few pictures here. These were taken at the very end of the convention. This one in particular shows this one person, and I believe it's a Steven Universe cosplay, trying to get back in when the doors are all locked. It could be she was trying to look for something she lost at the convention center, which, honestly, I know the feels now. But it also could be she didn't realize, or he didn't realize, or they didn't realize, I don't assume genders, that the convention center was now closed, that ConnectiCon was done. But either way, I just had the same feels, like, I want back in already. But continuing on with that Sunday, we managed to go to the hotel in the upper floor of our hotel room, and we had the pool to ourselves for a good half hour. Aside from that, we came back down, huddled in, and stayed throughout that Sunday. Packed up everything Monday, and came back home that Monday morning, going into afternoon. It's still kind of hard knowing the convention is over with. And this kind of leads into the post-con depression that I've been feeling for the past few days. For those who don't know, post-con depression is the feeling of basically being at this massive party that lasts several days. You feel all that hype, all that excitement, seeing a bunch of people with similar interests, paying attention to you, you paying attention to them, and just having fun with a bunch of strangers, and having the time of your life. And then all of a sudden, it just kind of ends there. A more psychological explanation for this would be that when you're at the convention, your serotonin levels skyrocket. Because, like I said, you're around people who are just as excited to be there as you are, have some of the similar interests, the hype is real, and it's just a feel-good environment that you're so happy to be at. When the convention ends, your serotonin levels are still high up, but you know the convention is done. So that level starts to drop rapidly, knowing that it's gone. And you're like, wow. Wow. And you kind of, from my perspective, I feel like I'm ultimately left with the feeling of, okay, well, the convention's done. I'm at the hotel room. We're on our way home. You know, it wasn't that many hours ago where, you know, we were at this huge party. We could always go back. But you can't. Because if you do go back to... You can always go back to that convention center. But it's not really traumatic, but a surreal experience. Because if you go back, you're going to try to go in through the door. You're going to see nothing. Everything is empty. All those bunches of people that you saw, gone. The entire, dealer's room filled with people, stands, shops, everything, gone. The arcade room with the guests and everything, gone. Like, everything you experienced that full weekend is almost gone in a blink of an eye. So that's basically post-con depression. That's kind of what I've been feeling. I went to work yesterday, and that kind of helped me, snap back into reality. So I'm getting better. I feel 90% better, 10% kind of meh. But that's not to say the experience, or that's not to say going to the convention was a waste because I felt like that, or because I feel like that afterward. A convention is always worth the experience, no matter what, almost no matter what the convention is. Simply because you go out there, you meet people, you make new friends, make new memories. Like with my Red Mario Ranger, you come up with interesting cosplays that other people might love just as well. But yeah, now that I'm back home, I didn't buy a whole lot, I didn't take too many pictures. I did kind of buy a few things. Who recognizes this bad boy? Yeah. Wait, where's the button? There we go. No idea how well you guys can see. Oh, you can't see it at all. What do you guys think? If you recognize it, let me know. Otherwise, I'm going to tell you. It's the Gold Ranger's Power Staff from Power Rangers Zeo. Yeah, what do you guys think? Love it? Yeah. But yeah, absolutely love this. I love the gold. I was going to do like an unboxing review of it, but you know what? I'm not much of a reviewer, and I had to open this right away. This is kind of what helped with the post-con depression, too. Like I said, I didn't buy too much. I had actually a lot of extra money left over. So I decided to go ahead and buy it. I bought a few other things, including this Yu-Gi-Oh box right here. Legendary Hero Decks. It came with, I want to say the Odin, or, it says so on the back. It came with, looks like it came with the Destiny Hero deck, a Nordic deck, and Phantom Knights deck. I got no idea what any of those are. But you know what? I think they're cool. I hope they're cool. I also managed to buy this next Yu-Gi-Oh box, Dual Power. And I thought it was pretty cool. Mostly because it came with a spellcaster I've been kind of keeping my eye on. Let's see if you can see it. Quintet Magician. And I believe it's a spellcaster that requires 5 spellcaster monsters. And it's got high attack, high defense, so it'll go pretty good in my spellcaster deck, or at least one of my Dark Magician decks. We've also got pretty much a lot of these cards that came with the box. The ones to note the most would be, let's see if you guys can see it, Stardust Dragon. I forgot what season of Yu-Gi-Oh that's from. But we've also got a special print of Dark Magician, which is definitely going to one of my decks. We've also got this nice holographic foil Elemental Hero Neos. Number 39 Utopia. These all have like special arts for their cards. Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon. Still not a huge fan of pendulum summoning. But in this pack and with the Legendary Hero decks, we do get my first batch of Link monsters, which I still don't know how they work. But just the fact that I got them is enough of a reason to, give them a shot, test them out, and learn how they work. And of course, with the pack and everything, it comes with this awesome cardboard game board for, Yu-Gi-Oh! I like it because of Dark Magician and Neos. I think that's pretty cool artwork on the back, and this is only just the back. Because if we flip it over, I don't know if you guys can see it too well, but this side shows like the monster card zone, the spell, trap, everything. And it's got artwork of like the the different monsters from the respective decks. Dark Magician, Neos, Stardust, number 39 Utopia, Pendulum Dragon, and the code whatever his name is. The only seasons of Yu-Gi-Oh! I ever actually saw were the original anime and a little bit of GX, which I need to get back into. But yeah, I kind of spoiled myself when I got back. I also bought a new R4, like I said, for the 3DS. Again, if it works as well as the original that I had, then no harm done, no big loss. And I'm hoping it'll work just like the original R4, because that'd be really nice to play not only Nintendo DS games, but like 3DS games and get some games I haven't played before. I'm trying to think if there was anything else noteworthy of the convention. It was all just ultimately really fun, and while I'm kind of sad that it's over, I am happy to be back. I'm going to try to get into recording videos again. I don't know if we're going to get anything else by this week. I'm going to try. I had some videos left over before I left, and some that I was working on before I left, so we'll get a few out, see what can be done. But overall, in order to combat my post-con depression, whatever little I have, I'm going to work on more videos over the weekend. Mompointk/Adson/ whatever you want to call him. He gave me his external, which had a bunch more videos to upload to the channel. He said it should be enough to last the rest of the year. So I'll stand by that and hope for the best. But yeah, that's the best way you can really combat post-con depression. Is either have something waiting for you when you get home, like a new game or, a new Legacy Power Staff or, something like that when you get home. Or in my case, I've got my YouTube channel to work on, so that's going to keep me busy, keep me focused. I've also got work to go back to, which not the most ideal thing, but it's something worth it. Basically, when you come home, make sure there's something worth coming home to, just to keep your mind distracted, remind you why you're back home, and why that's more important than the convention. That's just what I think anyway. You want to have something when you come home. And of course, I bought a few other things while I was at the convention, like online on the last day. They should be coming in between now and the end of the month. When they do, I'll be sure to show them off. And I think I'm supposed to have one more Yu-Gi-Oh! Box coming in today, but we'll see. So like I said, now that I'm home, we're going to work on the channel. It's going to go back to the original format where it's myself Monday, something on Wednesday from Edson. Friday is going to be either duos or indie games, because I still have a few more I want to play. So with that, I think that covers everything. How much fun I had at the convention itself, and now that we're back, we're pretty much running full steam ahead, and we're hoping to have another live stream tonight. We're not sure if Borderlands 2 or GTA Online. Probably Borderlands 2, so look forward to that. Alright, so I think that covers everything. So with that, I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you so much for... How many subscribers are we now? Apparently 175 subscribers on the channel. I gained a few while I was gone, apparently. I have no idea how. Why do you guys subscribe to me? But thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this vlog. As always, my name's Timster from Tim-Foolery Gaming, and we will see you all later. Take care, everybody.